What would you like to talk about today?
Well, I have some pretty exciting news. I am preparing to study in Australia next semester at the University of Melbourne, and I will be gone for about 5 months. And getting to prepare for that has been really just crazy. There's so much to do, and there's still so much to do with this semester. It's pretty crazy.
You feel elated to be going to Australia because this is a new experience for you.
Oh, of course. I can't even imagine. Like, I've done so much research about Australia and everything, but I can't imagine there's going to be things when I get there that are just going to really surprise me, and it's going to be a really great experience getting to mesh in with the Australians.
You say that there's a lot of things there that are going to surprise you. Tell me a little bit more about what you mean by that.
We've discussed a lot about culture shock, and they say, in the first 2 weeks there's going to be things there that you're not quite used to, and it might kind of not really ruin your experience at all, but just it'll be a surprise. I guess like things like internet. I know the internet there is way different. Like you don't just pay monthly internet, you pay for the gigabyte. So that's just going to be, there's going to be things like technological and communicational that are going to be things that I wouldn't have expected.
So on the one hand, you say that you're very excited to have these new experiences in Australia, and on the other hand, you're a little bit concerned about how technology is going to factor into all of this and getting used to that.
Yeah, I mean, they say like some people bring their laptops with them, but mine is so big that I really don't want to bring it with, and I don't think I should. So I've had concerns about internet use, how much I'm going to need to use the internet for things, for my classes or communicating with people back home. So it'll be a struggle, but I have such a huge network of people to help me, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem.
So you feel perplexed because you aren't sure how it's going to be adjusting to perhaps not having your computer there with you.
Right. I mean, I don't use my computer a whole lot, but there's things like just the fact that I use it here for things so much. Like I use the computer for a lot of my assignments and communicating with people. So I wonder if I'll kind of be more using my computer or less once I get over there. I'm not quite sure how that'll play out.
It sounds like not having a computer there, or possibly bringing it with you and not quite knowing how that's going to affect your schoolwork, is a concern for you. Could you tell me a little bit more about how you see that affecting your school life?
From what I understand, the courses in Australia are really like self-directed. People, you spend most of your semester doing your own studies on lectures and tutorials, but there's no assignments. You have pretty much one exam or one paper at the end. So I think if I just have an exam or a paper at the end, between the beginning and the end, I don't feel like there's going to be a whole lot of need for technology unless I'm doing, my own research for particular case study, stuff like that.
Okay. This may not be quite the same, but there have been times when when I was doing research at school and I didn't have the means or time to get to a library to do the research I needed to do, and I needed to figure out how to do these things around my schedule, and it did make it a little bit more difficult, but I was able to get my research paper done in the end. Is that kind of how you feel that might work?
Oh yeah, I did talk to someone a little bit about it who was just at the University of Melbourne, and she said, it's just like the U, when you try to go to the computer lab at peak hours, it's going to be full. So it's going to be similar in the fact that I'm going to have to kind of go to the library for off-peak hours to get my stuff done, and I'm confident that shouldn't be a problem.
You feel reassured because this friend has already told you some of what you can expect when you go to study in Australia.
Oh yes, at my orientation, the girl that had just gotten back from Melbourne, she offered a lot of information about just pretty much everything. I asked her questions regarding traveling when I'm there, commuting as far as like taking the bus or biking, where I can buy my food, just pretty much everything. So I feel like I have a pretty good network for when I'm there of people who can kind of assist me in what I'm doing.
I'm noticing when you talk about the other aspects of your study abroad experience over in Australia, you sound very excited, your eyes kind of lit up when you said that. So besides the maybe technology difficulties, it sounds like you're really excited for this, and for the most part you're expecting it to be a really good experience. Is that accurate?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, there are some technical things that'll definitely come into play, but other than that, I think I'm ready to embark on this journey to explore another country, explore another culture, and make a whole new network to bring home.
So from what I'm hearing so far, it sounds like for the most part you are pretty confident that this experience will be good for you. You don't seem like you're too daunted by the troubles you may encounter from not having a computer, and generally you're very excited about this.
Oh yeah, it's a little hard to get super excited now just because I'm still doing all kinds of stuff for my classes, and I still have a lot of paperwork to fill out and make sure my flights are ready, my visa, and make sure I have enough money to bring with me when I'm there. So just the preparation is what I would say most worrying.
You feel anxious because there's still a lot of work to be done in preparation before you're able to leave for this trip.
Right. It's just I want to be able to get it all done right now, and I'd love to just put everything aside and make sure all this stuff is in place. But in order to go, I have to maintain a GPA, and if so I need to make sure I do very well in the classes I'm in now so that I have a great enough GPA where I can still go. I don't anticipate my GPA will be bad or anything, but I just know I need to stay focused on my classes before I can finish all the preparation to go.
What sorts of things regarding your GPA and school are you worried about? Is there anything that you're worried about at this point that might hold you back or prevent you from having that experience when you go to Australia?
I would just say my classes, I just don't necessarily know where I stand. There's some of my classes, I'm confident, I've done all the work and everything, but, I'm always worried about being at that level, right on the edge of an A and a B or a B and a C, and my thing is I can't get any C's. I will not put up with that. So, as long as I can maintain an A or a B in any or all of my current classes, that's great.
Okay, well, it sounds like you have a pretty solid plan going into this trip and you're very confident. So in summary, we talked about your excitement and some of your fears going into Australia and some of the challenges that you may anticipate having. And in general, it sounds like you're very excited for this trip. So with that in mind, where would you like to see our next session going?
You know, I will definitely have more next time in regards to the classes I'm taking now and how my preparation has gone on. So I'll probably have a little more to tell you about what I'm doing to get ready for my departure.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you next time.